How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome to, or welcome back to Mystery Inc. My name is Richie, and today we have got our May book haul for you. Now, this month I decided to do something a little bit different. Instead of waiting until the end of the month or middle of the month like last time and just recording all of this at once, what I'm going to do is, as I do my thrift store shopping and stuff like that, and collect books here, I'm going to record them in small snippets and then show them to you, in sequence in one video. So today is actually May 2nd. I did a little bit of shopping last night at my local used bookstore. And I got a few things here that I just want to show you real quick. So first up, last month, if you remember, I had mentioned that I had recently come across Star Trek books. I kind of knew that these existed before. I just never really had any interest in reading them. I've always been a big Star Trek fan. My favorite series is Voyager, but I hadn't ever picked any of these up and read them, and they had a few. I decided that I would start maybe with Voyager, see if I, enjoy Star Trek in a written style as opposed to just on TV. And so I'll give the Voyager books a chance, and then if I enjoy them, we'll maybe move into Next Generation or something in the far, far future, because I've got just tons and tons of books, as you can see over there. And it's going to be a very long time, probably, before I even get to start reading any of these. So I picked up three, because they had three. I guess there's like a couple different series, because this one was like a numbered series. This was book number 8, Cybersong. And I'm not sure exactly at what point in the franchise these books take place. This one, yeah, I'm not sure. But this is book 8, and then the other one from the numbered series, I guess, that I got was book 16, 7 of 9. So this one's obviously, season 4 or beyond. Not sure exactly where these fall into the franchise, but I will look that up in the future. Those are the only two that I have so far from whatever the numbered series is. Then there was another one that I picked up called Architects of Infinity, which I guess is, I don't think it's the first book in whatever this series is, but this, from what it sounds like, it takes place after Voyager has returned to Earth. Janeway's been promoted to Admiral, Chakotay is now captain of Voyager, and they're returning to the Delta Quadrant on some kind of expedition. And this, I don't think, is the first book in whatever that series is. But it just sounds really cool. Obviously, we've got Voyager there, and there's some other ship. Don't know what that other ship is, but it looks very similar to Voyager. Up next, I got one more Clancy book, this, Cardinal of the Kremlin. This one, I think, takes place chronologically before Hunt for Red October, which is the first book in the series that I'm currently reading. First book written in the series. It's not the first chronologically, obviously. So I got that. I picked up 2 more of the Boxcar Children books that I was missing. I got book 2, Surprise Island, and book 6, Blue Bay Mystery. Right now, I'm mostly just looking to get like the original, was it 19, I think, that were written by the original author. I have several more that are beyond that in the franchise, but I mostly just want the ones from the original author. I think I'm only missing like 2 more. On to the R.L. Stine pickups. No Fear Street yet. I don't know if I'll end up with any by the end of the month, but you'll know when I get them in the mail, if I order any. We've got a full month to go. But I did get one of Stine's standalone novels. This one's in hardcover. I don't know if it's in softcover, but First Day of School Forever, kind of just like flipping through the pages, just to make sure that there wasn't any writing and tears and stuff in it, kind of gives me the sense that this might be like a Groundhog Day kind of story. Not sure, but find out when we get into reading that at some point. And then the other 2 books that I have here are ones that I already had in the collection, but I found better or just secondary copies of. I got Tales to Give You Goosebumps, a special edition number 4. All these, the 8 special editions are the hardest to come by as far as the Give Yourself Goosebumps series and kind of Goosebumps in general. These are some of the most expensive and hardest to find. This one just happened to show up for, $4 or $5 at my local bookstore, used bookstore. So I already had a copy of it, which was in quite a bit worse shape. So happy to have a better condition copy. This one, ironically, cost me like $5, and this one I think I spent like $35 on. So, Should have just waited, I guess, but you never know. Like, I've never, I think in the entire time that I've been looking for these in the last year and a half, 2 years now, this is the second Tales, sorry, not Tales, the second Give Yourself Goosebumps book that I've come across there, and the other one was Night in Werewolf Woods, which I was also missing from the collection at the time. So, it just you can't plan for these things. And then the last one was another one of Stein's standalone books. It's a second copy of The Beast, and as you can see, this one is shiny. The other one that I had is not. The one that I got from Thrift Books, and that's because this is a third printing, and this is a first printing. It's in a little bit worse shape as far as, the pages on the inside. Looks like it's got maybe a little bit of water damage or something that happened to it. But look at the shine on that cover. Oh, it is beautiful. Yeah, so I've got this one that's going to, sit on my shelf as a nice little first edition, first print trophy here. And then I've got, this one, which I can read now, which is pretty cool. It's May 4th, and we've got another update in the book haul saga for May. So these 4 I've already talked about, but I ordered them online. They just arrived. So to show those to you really quickly. So we've got Patriot Games, which is one of the books in the Jack Ryan series from Tom Clancy. This one did have a little bit of cover damage when it arrived, so I put a little bit of tape on there. Unfortunately, it shows up pretty well on the cover there, which a lot of the other books that I've had to patch up like that, like the Goosebumps and stuff, kind of blends in a lot better. So that's unfortunate, but it was really cheap, so, whatever. Next up is Tales to Give You Goosebumps Special Edition number 4. This book is in absolutely terrible condition, but I got it relatively cheap. I'll probably look for a better condition copy at some point, but it is at least readable, and it's in my collection now, so the only one of these that I still don't have is the 6th one, which is the hardest to find and by far the most expensive, usually sitting around like $40, which is going to be painful, but I will pick that up at some point. I got one more Hardy Boys book here because this was just a... I was mostly looking for, these two, and then it was a buy 3, get 1 free offer from this eBay seller. So I got book 29 from the Hardy Boys, Secret of the Lost Tunnel, in the Flashlight editions here. And then the last book that I needed for a series of unfortunate events, which is book number 9, The Carnivorous Carnival. It's May 5th. Made a quick stop at the thrift store on the way home. Got 4 more books to show you real quick. We've got a Choose Your Own Adventure book. This is Journey Under the Sea. I never read any of these, but these are basically supposed to be more like general fiction or sci-fi, fantasy fiction versions of like the Give Yourself Goosebumps books. So yeah, never actually seen one of these in the wild before. I've heard they're kind of rare these days, so pick this guy up. Up next, I got two more Star Trek books. I got one for Next Generation. This is Reunion, which, based on the back blurb, sounds like it's about Picard reuniting with his crew from the Stargazer. Sounds like a cool premise. I got one Deep Space Nine book. This is Fallen Heroes. Wasn't really planning to pick up any DS9 books, but it was just a couple bucks, and thought I'd give one a try. So grabbed that. And the last thing I got was a Goosebumps book. It's one that I already have, which is Say Cheese and Die, but I had to pick this one up because look at this cover. This cover is supposed to be green, and this one is blue. But you can see the spine is the correct color, and the back is the correct color, kind of on one side. It's a little bit washed out on this side. You see the spine green, and then it turns into this light blue on the front. Really weird. This is a second printing. I don't know if it was something with this particular print run or what, but I just thought that was really cool, so I had to grab that, even though I've already got a regular, first edition. I think my other one's a first printing, but that was really cool. So that's what I got today. Sunday, May 10th, got 2 more for you today. We have the second book, I think it is, in the TerraCore Rewind series. This is Baby's Breath by A.D. Arrow, who is the authors of the Bumps in the Night, middle grade horror series, which I haven't picked up and read anything yet. I've heard a lot about it from other booktubers, but as far as this series goes, this is more like I think a teen young adult series, to be similar like the Old Point Horror or maybe Fear Street-esque stories. So this one sounded really interesting, so I went ahead and picked this up. And the other one that I ordered off Amazon, we have E-Scooter Escape. This is book 10 in the Crow Files, and the second book of the, what is it, the E-Scooter Saga, I think is what he called it. So it's going to be, I think, at least a 3-book series, because we've got E-Scooter Evolution coming up next. Haven't read the first one of these yet, but be looking forward to getting this pretty soon. I've got a couple more of the earlier books that I still need to finish, but that's it for today. Tuesday, May 12th, I got 2 more books for you. So I stopped at the thrift store on the way home from work yesterday. I was a little too tired to record this, but I picked up 2 more. I got another original series Star Trek book. This is The Lost Years. Based on the synopsis, it sounds like it takes place at the very end of Kirk's 5-year mission, the original Enterprise's 5-year mission, and I guess some of the transition period there between that and the movie, I'm guessing. Not entirely sure. I guess we'll find out when I eventually get to that one. And the other thing I picked up, I came across a Christopher Pike book, Remember Me. I don't really know anything about Christopher Pike. I've heard a little bit about him just from watching some other BookTuber reviews, or I heard when Shady Side Library was still doing videos, he talked about Pike a few times. It sounded to me like this would be similar to stuff like in The Point Horror or in Fear Street, but I've also heard that Pike is a bit edgier, and I don't know if I'm going to enjoy that, or I don't know if I'm going to enjoy his writing at all, based on some of the things I've heard. But this was $1.50. I figured I'd pick up one book, give it a try, see if I like his writing style or not. It's Thursday, May 14th. I've got another section here of books I picked up. These all came from online, and I've got quite a few today, so we're going to go quickly through them, or as quick as I can. So first, let's start up with my Stein pickups. No Goosebumps here per se, but I did get a couple of Stein's other works. I got a copy of Zombie Town, which I was surprised to find out is not a full-length book. It's just a short story. It's only 50 pages long. This is a hardcover copy. Didn't realize it was hardcover when I ordered it either. And then I got the first 3 books in the Steintingler series, which are kind of like, as far as I understand, they're also short stories, more like the Tales to Give You Goosebumps. I got 2 and 3, and I know that the 4th one came out relatively recently, but I have not picked that up yet. I'll probably get it eventually, but who knows. And then in anticipation of Book Trek, which is something I'll talk about more in my June TBR video, I found a lot on eBay of a large number of the Star Trek Voyager books. For those of you who don't know, which is probably most of you, I'm a big Star Trek Voyager fan, and we're going to be reading some of these during the months of June. July and August is part of Book Trek, where the focus on the channel is still going to remain on teen and middle grade horror and mystery, but I'm going to be mixing in a little bit of this as well. So let me just show you all these. So there's a couple of different series as far as Voyager is concerned. There's the original numbered series, and then there's like a spin-off series that follows Voyager after they returned to the Alpha Quadrant, or return to Earth from the Delta Quadrant, and then there's a handful of spin-off ones and novelizations of TV episodes as well. So starting out with the numbered series, the first one I have here is number 2, Escape. I don't have book number 1. It was not part of the lot. I don't really need to get it though, because it's just a novelization of Caretaker, which is the pilot from the show. Book 3, Ragnarok. Book 4, Violations. Book 5, Incident at Arbuck. I think that's how that's pronounced. We have book 6, The Murdered Son. Book 7, Ghost of a Chance, and then book 8 was not in the lot, but if you remember, I think from earlier in this video, I picked up book 8 and 16 at my local used bookstore. Randomly, those were the only 2 that they had there, and both of those happened to be missing from this lot that was mostly complete, ironically. Book 9, The Final Fury, which is also the 4th book in the Invasion series, which takes place across all 4 of the major shows at the time from the original series, Next Generation, DS9, and then, of course, Voyager being the last one. Book 10 is Bless the Beasts. Book 11, The Garden. Book 12, Chrysalis. Book 14, Marooned. Actually, if you notice, I'm also missing book 13. That's the only numbered one. besides book 1 that I'm missing from the first, I think, 18 books. So I'm going to have to pick that up separately at some point here in the near future. Book 15 is Echoes. Book 16, right, book 16 is 7 and 9. That's one I got the other day. It's over on the shelf already. Book 17, Death of a Neutron Star. Then we have the last numbered one, which is book 18, Battle Lines. There are, I think, 3 more that are part of the numbered series. They're like a little mini like trilogy thing. I don't have those. They weren't part of the lot. And then the other ones that came in here, there were 2 from the reboot series, which when I say reboot, I mean after Voyager's Return to Earth. The first one, which is Homecoming, and The Farther Shore. These are the first 2 in that sort of reboot series. One of the ones that I got the other day, the third Voyager book I got the other day, is like the 13th book in that particular series. So I still need a lot of those. And then some of the standalone books, we have Mosaic and Pathways. The other one, which is, I think it's like a Voyager standalone, but it's part of another like mini-series of Day of Honor. This is like, I guess, the third of 4 books focused on B'Elanna, obviously, which I'm pretty sure, I was wondering if this is also a novelization, because there's a Day of Honor focused episode in Voyager. And then the lot also came with 2 of the episode novelizations, which are Flashback, just the one about Tuvok under Captain Sisko, not Sisko, Captain Sulu. And then Equinox, which is, the season 5 finale, where Voyager encounters the other Federation ship, USS Equinox. Saturday, May 15th, and I've got 4 more books for you here. Stopped at the thrift store again, and they had a couple Hardy Boys books that I was missing, so I grabbed book number 36 here, which is The Secret of Pirates Hill. We had book 52, The Shattered Helmet, and book 53, The Clue of the Hissing Serpent. And then there was one other thing that I picked up, Hardy Boys related. It's not one of the main books. This is the Hardy Boys Detective Handbook Revised Edition. This is something I didn't even know existed. This is really cool. It's supposed to be like Hardy Boys themed, but like talking about like actual investigative techniques is what it sounded like from the foreword here. Like actual police investigative techniques. Obviously, this would have been, I'm assuming, released sometime in the 60s or 70s, so things have definitely changed, but I thought this was really cool. I had to pick it up and check it out. So yeah, that's what I got for today. Tuesday, May 19th, I've got 6 more books for you. I've got a whole bunch more still coming in the mail. Just keep seeing deals on eBay that I can't resist. As well as a couple of special orders for things, including this one, which is book 58 from the Nancy Drew series, this one in paperback, The Flying Saucer Mystery. Picked this one up for my June all sci-fi / Star Trek themed month. And yeah, looking forward to getting into that one soon here. I got one Fear Street book. I got a couple more, I think, in the mail, actually. Not sure about that. But it is Fear Street Super Chiller Cheerleaders, The Evil Lives. This one is, I think, I don't know if it's the last Super Chiller that was printed or pretty close to the last, but this is one of those that's pretty rare, hard to find. This one is it's in pretty good condition, except for, there's a lot of wear, edge wear on the spine and stuff like that. But this was still moderately expensive, even for it being in, I'd say, acceptable condition. Like, it's got some other, like, discoloration damage on the edge. But this is the last Cheerleaders book that I needed for the collection. I haven't read any of them yet, but we'll get into those eventually. And then I got 4 Star Trek books. I picked up 3 of these to complete a little mini-series, and then it was buy 3, get 1 free, so I just got 1 free extra book that I wanted to pick up. So these are the Invasion books. So this is a little, like, 4-part mini-series that takes place through all the major eras of Star Trek, at least at the time that these were printed. So we have Star Trek Invasion First Strike, which is the 79th book in the original series, numbered series. We have Invasion Book 2, which is Soldiers of Fear. This one is the TNG one. This is the 41st book in the TNG series. Book number 3, which is DS9 Invasion Times Enemy, which was the 16th book in the Deep Space Nine series. And then obviously the fourth one I already showed you in a previous section of this video, which was Star Trek Voyager number 9. And that's the reason I picked these up, because I had the Voyager one already. And then the one that I added to my cart just as the freebie was one that I saw a review for from Timothy, which was Star Trek Q-in-Law. This one sounded like a lot of fun, a bit more of a comedic one, and I just wanted to read it because it sounded like fun. This one, unfortunately, was in worse condition. As you can see, it's missing big chunks of the corners of the back cover. Anyway, that's it for today. We've got plenty more coming, though. Friday, May 22nd, and I've got 3 more books for you. It should have been 4, but one of the ones that got delivered from Thrift Books was the wrong book, so I had to return it and order a different copy of it. Anyway, we have one Nancy Drew book today. We have book number 72, The Haunted Carousel. This one is one of the paperback-only ones. This is one of the books that I have set aside for my upcoming amusement park-themed month in August. So pretty excited about that one. I also picked up The Prom Queen, which is one of the Fear Street books. This is not a first edition, first print. Actually, that's weird. It does appear to be a first printing. Doesn't look like a book club edition, but it doesn't have the embossed lettering. I'm not sure about that. That's odd. Anyway, yeah, picked up The Prom Queen. This is one of the harder to find, more expensive ones because of the movie adaptation that they made a couple years ago. And then one book I picked up at the thrift store on the way home, and that was Star Wars The Crystal Star. I have read this book before. I read it back, I think, in high school. I read a number of these Star Wars books. This was one of my favorites from what I remember. I've seen some people do reviews on this and didn't really care that much for this one, related to the other Star Wars Expanded Universe, but looking forward to giving this another try, reread it at some point. It's going to be probably quite a long time before I get to it, but couldn't pass up on that for $2. Saturday, May 23rd, I've got another stack of books here for you. Props to you if you're still watching this video, because it's got to be over half an hour at this point. I got another book from Redwall. This is Salamandstron, which chronologically I think is like, I don't know, what is the 8th or 9th book in the series. I got Star Trek Enterprise, the Kobayashi Maru, which sounds like, from reading the little back blurb there, this book is basically supposed to be about the incident that gave Starfleet the idea to create the Kobayashi Maru no-win scenario test at Starfleet Academy. Sounds like that's going to be a really fun one. I might jump this up in my Book Trek reading list, maybe for July. We shall see. And then got one more regular Hardy Boys book. Here's book number 14, The Hidden Harbor Mystery. And the last book I got there was another R.L. Stine standalone book. This is, I think, his most recent standalone, which is Shark Night. Also with one of Goosebump's biggest competitors being Are You Afraid of the Dark? I feel like this was a big missed opportunity to call it Are You Afraid of the Shark? That's just me. Something that's really cool about this one did cost a little bit of extra money, but it is a limited edition autographed copy. Really cool. So got that added to the collection. And then one of my online orders came in. I have, 8 books here. These are from the Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys Super Mysteries. So I've got the first 8 of these. I got in a lot. So we have A Double Crossing. So I believe is the first time that Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys actually teamed up. We have book number 2, Crime for Christmas. This will be a good winter read later in the year. We have Shockwaves. That one looks like another summer one along with the first one. We have Dangerous Games. I'm not sure what they're doing there. Looks like, is that golfing? Looks like golf. Hard to tell for sure. We have The Last Resort. Looks like another good wintry wintertime read. The Paris Connection. Buried in Time. And then the one of these that I am most excited for, and that is book 8, which is Mystery Train. I love anything train themed, so looking forward to getting into this one at some point. I'm probably not going to read it right away. And then that's it for today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude the book haul video for the month of May, and that was quite a lot of books. Like I said, I've still got a few more that are in the mail that I will show you next month, but Yeah, this is quite a lot. We've got a lot going on here with all of this. We got Book Trek coming up this month in June, and then I've got my amusement park themed month in August coming up, and then I've already got ideas for September and October as well. You'll just have to wait and see that when it comes about. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite books were from this book haul, what you want to see me read and review. See, I've got kind of the next couple months sort of planned out, but July is kind of still open, so if there's anything in particular that you want to see that doesn't fall under my Book Trek sci-fi month for June or my amusement park video for amusement park themed month for August, let me know. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. God bless you, and we will see you next time.